Hello everybody, welcome back to Making It Up. I'm Isa and I'm so happy you're here. Today I wanted to do more summer makeup looks. Even though it is not summer where I'm at, Guatemala is currently in its rainy season. I know for most of my viewers in the US it's summer and I love summer, it's my favorite season. I love the heat. I love playing with my makeup during summer, getting a little bit bolder, more colorful. So I wanted to show you guys one of my go-to super easy beginner friendly looks that I love doing during summer, and I wanted to do it with only drugstore affordable products. And I'm also mixing it with a request I have from a viewer. I did a 2021 trends makeup video a while back, and on that video I was wearing just a super light wash of green shadow on my eyes, very natural skin, literally the look that I wear a lot throughout summer. And she asked if I could do a tutorial for people who are very beginners at makeup, and that's what I'm gonna do today. So if you guys want an in-depth tutorial on one of my go-to looks for summer, then make sure to keep watching because I'm about to show you. Okay, so I'm starting out with the eyes as always. I always like to do my eyes first, especially if I'm gonna go in with color. And I recommend doing this especially if you're a beginner, because if you fuck up or you get fallout or anything, it's easy to clean up and you don't get as overwhelmed as you would if you already had your base and you didn't want to disrupt that. So the first thing I like to do when I do a colorful look is add primer. Primer just makes my eyeshadows last a lot longer, and it also makes the colors a little bit more vibrant. Now, I can't find my affordable eye primer anywhere. It's a Milani eyeshadow primer, so I'm just gonna use my Urban Decay primer potion. This is the only thing that isn't affordable in this video, but I just really need a primer. And I'm priming all over my lids. And then I'm setting my primer with the NYX HD finishing powder. This is a banana powder, and I'm just running this all over to set the lids. And this is just gonna make it easier for us to blend the colorful shadows on top. For my colorful shadows, I'm gonna use the Lizzie McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of ColourPop palette, and it has a bunch of colors in here. This is a very affordable palette. ColourPop has insanely beautiful, colorful eyeshadows. They have singles, you can buy palettes, and they're always very affordable. I also really love Juvia's Place eyeshadows, and they also have very nice, colorful palettes. So those are two affordable brands that I love. For today, I'm gonna be using the green because that is what I was using in my 2021 makeup trends video, and I'm going to recreate that look. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack it onto my lid. You can do that with your fingers. I'm gonna start with a brush because I want it to be as diffused as possible. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this on the brush, and I'm using a Wet n Wild brush that is kind of like a packer brush, but it's also kind of fluffy so that it is also blending at the same time. So I'm just gonna first add this to the lid. Stick into the lid. I don't want to take it up too much because if I do, then it's a little harder to contain it later because you're gonna have to blend a lot. So sticking to the lid first, and then we're gonna blend. And I'm just applying this all over my lid. Okay, and this is what it should be looking like. If you want to go in and intensify it, just add a little bit more and intensify it. But I always like to start with only a little bit of product and work my way up to intensity. Okay, so now I really like how this is looking, but since I have kind of semi-hooded eyes, when my eyes are looking at you like straight forward, you can barely see the color. So I really want to take it up a little bit more, and I want to blend it into my crease. So I'm going to be taking the same color with a very small brush, which is a blending brush, and I am just going to grab a bit of that and start blending it into the crease. Again, I want to keep it as low as possible because if I go up, then it's not gonna look so hot. And I'm just blending in like windshield wiper motions very softly. And sometimes I go in little like swirly motions, but honestly, like, find what works best for you. One thing that could happen after you blend in the color is maybe it will lose its intensity because you've been blending a lot, so you've diffused it. So if you want it to be more intense, again, I'm just gonna go in with my finger now, and I'm just gonna add this to the lid because we've already blended it up. So it's not gonna look like a harsh line, and it's gonna look a lot more intense. Like, compare this one to this one. definitely looks a lot more intense. And you can do this as many times as you want to build intensity. Like if you find that you need to blend a little more, just go ahead and blend. Or if you want to pack on more product, do that. Like it is a never-ending cycle, and you can definitely go as many times as you want with as many layers of product as you want until you get your desired look. Because it is such an intense color, I'm not going to run it on my lower lash line, but you could totally do that if you wanted it to be a little bolder. I just kind of like the wash of color. It's so easy. It can be very intimidating because you're using bolder colors, but let me tell you, once you practice this, it will be so simple and so easy, and you're gonna be able to grab virtually any color. You can use this technique with any color, just, run it on your lid, blend it out. And once you practice it and perfect it, it's gonna be easy. You're gonna be able to do it in 5 minutes. Trust me. If you want to define your eyes a little more, then I recommend you could go in with a liner on the tight line or just a very, very subtle liner on your lash line. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm just gonna go in with mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara, one of my favorites at the drugstore, and I'm just gonna run this along my top lashes. Okay, mascara is done. I'm gonna wait until all the smudges dry so that I can take them off with a Q-tip. If you want to take off your mascara smudges and you do so when they're still not completely dry, you're just gonna smudge them even more. So wait until they're dry and then you'll be good to go, and it's gonna be so easy to remove. For my brows, I don't want to do a lot. I like low effort makeup. So I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow Gel in Deep. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this to fill in my brows and just tame them and shape them in place. Very easy, don't really have to do anything. I also like to go in with a spoolie to further just fluff up the brows. I really like them to be fluffed up, especially for the summer. I like the look. Okay, once the brows are fluffed up and in place, that is the eyes done. I'm gonna go take off the mascara smudges now, and we'll be back to do the rest of the face. Okay, so for my face, during summer especially, I like to keep it super glowy and super light coverage. So what I'm going to start with is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion in Light Glow. And I'm just going to apply this kind of as a primer, but I'm only applying it to the higher points of my face. So my cheekbones, brow bone, and maybe a little bit on the T-zone. Maybe, because I'm a little oilier. So I grab a sponge, and boom, kind of use this as like a highlighter. And this is so nice. It's similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. I won't say they're dupes, but it gives kind of a similar effect, so I like to use it. And it's definitely more affordable. And then for my base, again, I don't like to go in with something that has super full coverage, but one product that I really love and I've loved for summers for a while now is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Full Coverage Protective Makeup. So this is kind of a hybrid in between like a foundation or a CC BB cream. It has a lot of coverage, but it really isn't that heavy. So I'm gonna go in with that and just apply it all over my face. And I'm doing a light layer. Now that my skin is evened out, it still feels pretty light, like I have nothing on. It doesn't feel heavy, and that's exactly what I look for. Moving on to concealer, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer in Classic Ivory. This is amazing. It's less than $5. One of the best concealers I've ever used. I've repurchased this so much. And it's so nice, again, because it has good coverage. I'd say it's like a medium buildable coverage. And then I start off blending it out with my finger. And then I go in with a beauty blender to finish the blend. I really love this concealer because it covers, but it doesn't feel, again, heavy. I don't like that heavy feeling or cakey feeling. And sometimes I find that super hydrating concealers can give you that like super heavy feeling, even though they're hydrating and they make your under eyes look good. So I like this one because it has good coverage. It isn't drying, but it isn't overly hydrating either. It's a satin finish and it just gets the job done. So now that that's done, I definitely need to powder. I am an oily gal. I'm oilier in the summer because it gets hotter outside. outside, so I definitely need to powder and constantly powder. I mean, I powder to set my makeup, and then throughout the day I will retouch it with more powder. It's just how it goes for me. If you have drier skin, you probably don't need to powder all the time, but I would recommend you do in the summer months. So I'm gonna go back in with the NYX HD finishing powder, and I'm gonna try to keep this only to my T-zone because it is more of a banana powder. It was the only affordable powder that I have, so I don't want to use it all over the face, just to the T-zone and the areas where I get oiliest. And that way our makeup will last longer and it also won't move everywhere. Moving on to cheek products, I want the focus to definitely stay on the eyes because I'm literally wearing like green eyeshadow. So I want everything else to be very subtle, but I still want to add a little bit of color and life back to my face. So for my bronzer, I'm using the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is the shade 100, and I love this because it's the perfect like bronzer contour shade. So I'm gonna run this on my cheekbones and anywhere else that the sun naturally hits, to just give myself a bit of a faux tan. For blush, I'm gonna stick to creams. You can also do powders if you're not into creams, or you feel like you're a little too oily for creams, or you're just intimidated by creams. But I love creams, and today I'm using my Flower Blush Balm Color Drops for cheeks in Pinched. This is kind of a peachy blush. I find that even though it's peachier, it's very, very subtle, and on me it looks a little more, I wouldn't say neutral, but like it's very subtle. It doesn't give you like peach and then, you know, green. It works with the look. But if you feel like you are a little intimidated by blush or don't know which blush color to use, I would definitely go for something with more neutral undertones. Not too peachy, not too pink, and just something that is light. I wouldn't go for a darker color. And I am applying this blush kind of everywhere, all over, like from the apples back. And I really like to apply a little bit to the bridge of my nose to tie it in. I like that look. Sometimes I feel like I don't need any highlighter, especially if I'm already using like the Lumi Glotion and this cream blush, because they already give me like a sheen. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna highlight and I'm gonna show you what I would do just in case you want to replicate that. I'm using the Burt's Bees All Aglow Opal Mist Highlighter. Amazing, dupe for Glossier, and very affordable. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this and put it on the high points of my cheeks. I like this one because it is very natural. It doesn't really have a color and it doesn't look like insane. And then also a bit to the inner corner because we didn't add any when we're doing the eyeshadow. If you're oilier like me and you know your skin during summer is crazy and it gets, you know, very slip and slidey, definitely feel free to avoid this step. But yeah, that is how I would apply the highlighter as well. I really like it, and it doesn't stay tacky. It doesn't really move around either, so it's perfect for the summer months. Finish this off. I definitely want to set it. I don't really have a setting spray. I only have this Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, which doesn't really set. I definitely recommend the one and only Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, but that is not drugstore. There are a few amazing ones from the drugstore. I think Milani has one. I think Maybelline has one as well. So definitely check those out, but I only have this one, so I'm gonna use it. And this is just gonna help my makeup kind of melt better into my skin, and if it was a setting spray, it would help my makeup last longer. So I'm just gonna kind of drench my skin. And then for lips, I'm obviously gonna keep it super, super nude because the focus is on the green eyeshadow, obviously. So I'm gonna go in with the Essence lip liner in the nude. Really like this one, just to line and overline a bit. You definitely don't need to do this step if you don't want to. You can literally just apply like a lip balm or a lip gloss and you'll be good to go. But I'm going all out here, okay? And then I'm gonna use the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. I'm using two. I have these two minis. These are classics at the drugstore and they're amazing. And I'm using the shade Stockholm and the shade London to mix and create my perfect peachy shade. And these are just so nice because they're matte and they kind of last a little longer than a regular lipstick. Okay, and once the lips are done, look is complete. So let's get up close and personal so we can see what's going on here. Okay, so now that we're a little bit more up close and personal, you can see the eyeshadow a little better. It looks brighter and it looks super cool, right? And it was quite easy to accomplish, so that's why I love this look so much, because of its ease and because you can do it with any single color. The skin, again, goes with any color that I choose to put on my lids, and the lips are interchangeable. If you want to, you know, go all out, use a lipstick like I did. If you want to keep it more natural, use a gloss or a balm, and it works perfectly as well. So I love this look because it's versatile, it's summer, it's vibrant, and it puts me in a good mood. Okie dokie, you guys, and there you have it. That is one of my go-to summer looks using only affordable products. I hope this was helpful if you're more of a beginner. So if you're a beginner and this helped, please let me know, because, you know, my aim is always to help you and I want to know if I'm actually helping you. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're into super easy and real makeup and beauty content like today's video, then please make sure to subscribe. I would love to have you as part of my community. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you very soon right here. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye everybody. Mwah!